Yeah.
They,
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'd like to start with a consideration of our consent agenda items. Has everybody reviewed that? Do you have any questions?
I would move for approval.
Okay, Beth has moved. Second?
I will second.
Tammy, okay. She beat you, Rick, sorry. All those that want to approve?
Aye.
And any opposed? Great, thanks. That is passed. Mr. Sloat, you have a staff report.
Okay, we have a couple resignations, one at Hornet Park, Kristen Truelove, and then South Grove in middle school, Elizabeth Sugar. And then we have retirement, high school, Bob Gambrell. He's been a math teacher for 35 years, so he plans to retire at the end of this school year.
Actually, just enough, it's English. English?
Is it English? Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Sir, I had him 35 years math, now and then you had some additional staff recommendations listed there at the end for the next school year.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions regarding Mr. Sloat's staff report? Okay.
I move that we approve the staff report as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And those opposed? Okay. Thank you. That's been approved, Mr. Sloat.
Thank you.
I understand you have a few more things. Do you want to talk about those now? Your field trip request?
I can if you want to. We have a field trip request from Corey Wynn. Actually, it's for the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade band and choir to go to Kings Island on June 5th. Now, that's after school's out. That's on a Tuesday. But it's an out-of-state field trip, so it would require board approval. And, you have chaperones. They say their ratio is about 8 to 1 on students per chaperone. And I think they've done this before. It was kind of reward for the students and try to build some camaraderie together. So
Yeah.
I'd like to see
Yeah,
that.
it's an
Yeah.
annual
Mhm.
trip. Does anybody have any questions about that? Do I have a motion to approve field trip?
Motion to approve as presented.
Okay, thank you, Rick. Second? Great, thank you, Janice. And all those in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Great, thank you. That's passed.
The other item was I wanted your feedback. I kind of emailed you before on this tree down there at, on the middle school football field on, I think it's northwest corner. It's like a sycamore. It's close to the road. It's kind of chopped up. But the city came to us and asked, they'd like to see it cut down. And I talked to Mr. Keeley, and we thought, well, I kind of like trees, we may not want to cut it down. But then he talked to the neighbor, and it does kind of drop dead limbs in his property. And I guess I kind of need your feedback, what you'd like us to do. I mean, the city will do it with no cost. And it is not a very well-rounded tree. I mean, it's kind of chopped off at certain places, so it's up to you.
If we chop the tree down, can we plant one somewhere else? So we're not
Not losing some.
we're not being green unfriendly.
Yeah. Sure, we could do that.
And the city probably has, since they're a tree city, they probably made sure that that's the thing to do, is to cut it down, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of an eyesore.
I don't know if I thought I was looking at the one where you go down the hill,
That's,
and then it was where the old booth used to be?
No.
Okay.
that's what I thought too.
That's what I thought. I thought, well, that tree's fine, so
It's on
I
the
guess
other
I
end.
didn't know
It's the one
that.
directly
Right across
from
from the fire station. It's up close
Oh,
to the
okay.
Albany up there.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
a set of steps.
I was looking at the
I
wrong one.
was too. And
There's
I'm
a set of
thinking,
steps
why
that
would
goes
you wanna
down
cut
into the
that down?
football field.
Okay.
It's right there by those steps. It's just one of them great big old sycamores that's been chopped on and for power line
Yeah.
relief, and it's got a big swale cut out of it.
Okay.
And
I'm all
It's a
right with
nice-
that then.
it's not
I
very
thought it was
nice
that other
looking.
tree, and it looked fine.
But that other tree is like on that north side of the fence there.
Mhm. Yeah.
We don't need a motion to
Okay.
do so, you just want
Just kind of
consensus
like your
about
consent.
opinion?
Yeah.
Is everybody
I say.
okay with cutting it down, especially if we plan another one
Yeah.
regarding
Yeah,
Mr. Skirvin's
yeah, Mr.
comment.
Merle talked to me a couple months ago, and then I said, well, once we get together again, we'll discuss it, so
Okay,
we don't cut it down. Somebody says, hey, what are you doing there? But at least everybody's aware of it.
okay, great,
So I'll contact the city and let them know.
okay.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you very much. Under new business, we have consideration of our revised Central 9 agreement. Jim?
Central Line's been in existence for over 34, I think it's 34 years. And unfortunately, Edinburgh School District, which is our far southern district, has chosen to withdraw. They're joining, I believe it's Columbus area vocational, and it's a lot closer, and they can get their kids there. So at the end of this school year, Edinburgh will no longer be a part of C9. So we have to have a new agreement with the other 8 schools. So now it'll just be an 8-school career center instead of 9. And basically that's what this does. It's saying that we agree to be an 8-school vocational group.
It's 8 school corporations instead of 9, but it's still gonna be now 9 high schools because Perry Township.
That's
has
right,
two,
because
so
Perry's got 2 schools,
That's
so.
what we'll start thinking of it probably.
Yeah. So it'll still be called Central Line because there are 9 high schools that meet it.
Will there be any kind of fiscal impact or anything because of that?
I hope not. There might be in it, but it'll be very negligible.
Yeah, there'll be a tiny bit because the fee that Edinburgh was paying will be proportionally shared by everyone else, and their share to begin with was small, and then our share of the total cost is relatively small, so a small part of a small part's not a very big part, so.
Okay.
It might be a little bit, but not very much. Be almost negligible.
Okay. Any other questions for Jim?
That was the only question I had, was about a
We
cost
think
impact.
money, don't we, Tammy?
Mhm.
Great. Well, then, could I entertain a motion to approve the revised Central 9 agreement?
So moved.
Okay, thank you, Beth. Any second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Tammy. Great, all those in favor
Aye.
All right.
and opposed? Okay, thank you, that's been passed.
I might just, well, no, I'll wait for more comment. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Any public comment this evening?
Thanks for coming. Am I the
Thanks for
only
being
one?
here.
We couldn't see you, Mary.
Well, I said I haven't been here since August, so. No, I don't have any comment because I haven't kept up with anything, I don't have cable, so just, as long as I haven't heard any bad negative things, I guess you're doing okay.
Okay, and what about board comments? You want to start, Rick?
Actually, I have several things.
Okay.
I would like to thank Mr. Gambrell for his service to the school system. He was my English teacher, and I credit him with a lot of my English habits, which are good, they're all good. But I do want to say thank you. He was a great teacher and still is. He's going to be sorely missed, and I just regret that he won't be around to teach my kids. So I want to say thank you to him. And I want to remind everybody about the Beech Grove Little League Parade this Saturday, the 28th. It'll be going down Main Street, 9th Street, to the Little League Diamonds. I believe that starts at 8 o'clock. Kids on the sidewalk, have your bags ready for all the candy catching. And if you would, my brother will be in that parade. Just wave hi to him. He will be leaving for Iraq next week, actually preliminary training before he goes to Iraq. They're still taking 42-year-old men, so so wave to him and tell him, good luck. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Other than that, that's it.
Great, thank you. Tammy?
Oh, he's a graduate of 1983 from Beech Grove, too.
Yep. Thanks.
Beth's husband?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, I do have several things also. On March 1st, I was at the Beech Grove Middle School for their first Science Open House and Awards Night. I don't know if anybody heard about that, but the Beech Grove Lions Club had a chili supper, and then the middle school PTA had the refreshments, and all the science teachers were there, Kathy Slavin, Steve Dietz, Alice Williams, and Brad Lamar, and they presented awards or certificates to the students for outstanding work on their science projects throughout the year. and they presented a first place to Caitlin Clem. She had a study of bacteria. Second place, there was a tie. Kayla Lawson had a project on smoking. Savannah Scott and Kristen Purdy had medicine that looks like food. And third place was also a tie between Giovanni Burrows and Doug Gardner, and they did a peanut power project. So I hope this is something that they can continue each year because it was very interesting. And then on March 23rd, I helped judge the cheerleading tryouts at the high school for the freshman, JV, and varsity squads, and Jim was there also. We had a great time, and congratulations to the girls who came out and those girls who made the squads. And the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade girls and boys track team is underway. We're doing well. We travel to Avon tomorrow, and then there's a home meet on Wednesday at 4:30 at the middle school track. So come on and root them on. And April 16th, I took a field trip to the IRT. I don't know if anybody's ever been there. It was wonderful. The Unexpected Guest was performed, and I went with the Titans team. And I also just wanted to pass on, I have some pictures to show the board later of just some of the softball fields around the area, but I had spoke to a parent of one of the girls, and I have some varsity softball dates that I'd like to share with you. These are home games that are coming up. Thursday, April 26th, 5 p.m., Tuesday, May 8th at 5 p.m., Wednesday, May 9th at 5 p.m., and Friday, May 18th at 5 p.m. He just shared with me some concerns about the wetness that stays on the field, especially during the rain. So I will share that with the board and present those pictures to them as well, and maybe we can work on getting that field a little more up to date. And that's all I have.
Been a busy time.
Yeah.
Seems like it's been a long time since we've had a meeting. I guess it's my turn. Okay. I also would like to thank Bob Gambrell. He's been a longtime Beech Grove teacher, and we do have some good English habits from him, and they will continue. I'm sure he will be sorely missed, but things will go forward from here. I've mainly, I guess, been at Hornet Park and Central. They've done a lot of joint things this year, had another successful spring carnival. Next year they are going to join together for their school community council and PTA. It's just becoming I guess a more difficult thing to get involvement at both levels, so they're going to try next year to see if they can come up with a joint time. It was at Hornet Park last week, was Week of the Young Child. Several activities took place during the week of another successful Week of the Young Child, the patriotic program, which happened to be the same night as South Grove's music program. So, and at the big Hornet Park Mall, that was the kids really enjoy that that's their economic portion of it. They make the items and then buy them back from parents or grandparents, aunts and uncles and all that. A lot of things going on at the high school, but I'm sure Mrs. King will be sharing those.
Maybe a few.
Maybe a few? Okay. If not, May 3rd is a big event at the high school. It's the Honor Society induction, Spring Spec coming up, Academic Honors Night, prom, all that stuff. I think that'll do it. I'm not going to take anybody's time up.
Mr. Hensley.
As Tammy said, I was privileged to be on the nominating committee for cheerleading, and it's an amazing event. That's all I can say. It just amazed me.
Did you try out?
We wouldn't let him.
I tried what some of those girls did. I'd still be in the hospital, trust me. Another comment about C9. The last meeting, just to show you how it's going, our last meeting was almost 4 hours. So we're at it hot and heavy down there, and it's mostly over the new construction that's going to be coming on. We okayed some final contracts. As soon as those kids are out of school, they're going to have bulldozers down there. So it's going to go quick, but we're really excited about what it's going to look like in a year or so, and we've been assured that the next school year will be fine. We won't be having jackhammers going off in rooms next to classrooms. week before last, I attended the National School Boards Conference out in San Francisco. A great, great conference. One thing, we have a keynote speaker every day. F.W. Leclerc did Saturday. Former President Bill Clinton did Sunday. Ellen Gruwell and one of her, if anybody seen the movie The Freedom Riders or read the book? It was amazing. Ellen Gruwell was a first-year teacher. She wanted to teach freshman English. They gave her the 50 worst students in a 20,000 student populated school district. And she talked her superintendent into letting her keep them all 4 years, these kids. And it was just amazing. I told Rex and Beth, they were supposed to speak for 20 minutes. Ellen and one of her students spoke for 40 minutes. And everybody stood up and wanted them to speak more. I mean, it was just an amazing story. Tuesday was Jamie
Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. And the most fun with that was she autographed her books for 2 hours before she spoke. And you could hear the crowd. She had a crowd of 500 to 1,000 waiting on her to get there. And they were leading cheers, and it was a lot of fun doing that. One thing that, just a bit of information, by 2010, there will be more people in the country of China speaking English than the rest of the English-speaking world combined. Now you stop and think, that's scary. Because you got North America, Canada, England, Australia are the main ones. And there'll be more Chinese speaking English than all the rest of the English-speaking world combined. That's it.
Thank you, Jim. Janice?
The high school is having their spring buy this Saturday from 9 to, I believe it's like 3. And they have 30 individuals and groups that are going to be selling merchandise, and the money that they're earning will go buy new equipment and uniforms and supplies for each one of these groups, so come out and spend your money. Everybody's talked about the cheerleading tryouts. Just to let you know, we now have 10 new varsities, 6 junior varsity, and 5 freshmen for the 2007-2008 school year. The newly elected juniors and seniors, as Beth said, are going to be inducted into the National Honor Society on May the 3rd, which is really a great thing. They're rated by their teachers for their character, their grades, and their participation in their school activities, and that's how they make this great group. May the 5th is prom, May 6th is after prom. Saturday, May the 12th is spring spec at 7 p.m. Tickets are $7 and $6 for kids and students, and I think tickets go on sale first week of May. It's a great show. You'll all enjoy it if you go. That's all I have.
Thank you. And Mr. Wagner, do you have anything?
Yeah, I've got one thing. This is the time of year when I meet with the principals and talk about the student code of conduct and see if they have any changes or revisions. So at this time, they're really pleased with the current code. So I think we'll just go with the same code for 2007, 2008. So.
Okay, each school is working on their goals. This is a Public Law 221 requirement. And they use the data warehouse, which I hopefully will show you next month what it looks like. And they use NWA, they use grades, they use I-STEP scores, they use pre and post tests, so how all this comes together so they can see where their strengths and weaknesses are and to try to develop their goals. So that's what I'll be talking about next time. I also went with South Grove to Exchange City, which is an economic thing. That was wonderful. That was really, we wrote checks and took care of our bills and ran businesses, and so that was really a fun experience for me, which was a project through the foundation that I really enjoyed, and of course I like to work with kids. Also, this is something probably in the back of my mind. I read about all the different school boards around us, and I really want to thank you for being people who really care and work well with us. And this is my personal opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Slow, do you have any more to say?
Just might make a comment on our 2007 budget. We have not received a budget order yet. I mean, tax bills have not gone out. We do not have the assessed valuation because they were trending all the values, and that's not complete. So I don't, but it's time to start on 2008 budget. And don't have the 07 approved yet, but.
It's a continuous process, isn't
Yeah.
it? Thank you for that. I know it's a lot of hard work, and we appreciate that very much. And I just have a few things. I attended the school committee council at the middle school on April 11th. I also attended the field trip with Tammy to IRT. My son wasn't happy with me because right at the end, before they revealed who did it, I leaned over and told him who did it. And he said I spoiled it for him and told all his friends that too. So, but it was interesting. It was, like Tammy said, a beautiful venue, and it was just a great Agatha Christie play, so that was wonderful. I also want to update the board on the athletic director search and let you know where we're at. We received 26 applications for the athletic director position, and Dr. Sager set up a really wonderful way for us to take a look at all those. We all received copies, this thick, of all of the applications, and all of us on the committee reviewed those prior to our first meeting. We ranked them how we thought that they should be ranked, like our top 4. Then we came together in the meeting. We discussed all of them, not just the top 4, but we discussed every applicant and what we thought about them. From that pool of applicants, we selected 4 finalists that will be interviewed this week on Wednesday and Thursday evenings. It's going to be another lengthy session for all of us. But we'll interview 2 each evening and have time in between to discuss those and give time for them to ask us questions. So we've done that. All of the candidates were excellent. I mean, we are just extremely fortunate that we received the caliber of applicants that we received for this position. So we hope to have a recommendation to present to you at our May meeting. That's our hope, unless something comes up that we're not aware of. But that's where it stands right now. But it's been a really, I love the process. It's been very thorough, and everybody's put a lot of time in it to ensuring that everything was reviewed correctly, and we had lots of questions. So thanks, Dr. Sager, for that process. It was really, he made it a lot easier for all of us to talk about it and narrow it down. So, you have anything to add to that?
Well, I appreciate all the comments about Mr. Gambrell that have been made tonight, and I'd like to echo those. When I came here, his name was mentioned as one of our best teachers, and for the 7 years I've been here, I have come to realize that myself. And high school English is a very important subject, and he's one of our very best teachers, teaching one of our most important subjects, and he is going to be a big loss. I do congratulate him on his retirement and wish him the best, but he's going to leave big shoes to fill. He's an excellent instructor and has served us well. I also wanted to mention that I think it was sadly ironic that this Indiana State school safety officials were meeting last week at the same time the tragedy occurred at Virginia Tech. I think because of all of that, it's appropriate to tell our community via the TV coverage that we have, and to remind the board that I believe, well, first of all, you cannot guarantee that something will not happen. In an open society like we have in America, you just can't make that kind of guarantee. But I can say that of any school that I'm aware of, we have the most comprehensive school safety plan going. Mr. Steve Cox and Mr. Sloat head that up, but we also have principals involved and a committee at each building involved. And I can assure the board and the community that we're doing everything that we know how to do to maintain a safe school environment. We were even covered, if you saw the news coverage last week by, I forget which TV channel came, to look at some of the things that we've done at our buildings. They happen to go to the high school, but I think they came because of our outstanding reputation in that area. You can't really say too much about what your plan is, because you don't want to tell the people that might want to circumvent what we're doing. But I can tell you that at least I think that we are doing an excellent job in that arena.
Right. Is that all you had to say?
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much. I have one more thing I forgot to add. Wednesday is Administrative Professionals Day, and if there is anybody who is an administrative professional, it is Robin Morgan. She does so much for this board, I know for Dr. Sager, and I just want to tell her thank you on our behalf. We really appreciate you,
you.
Robin. Thanks very much. So,
I have one comment, as long as the comment was before everybody else's comments. One is, do they charge for the middle school softball games? Do you know?
I don't know.
Not for the middle school,
I
no.
don't think so.
They don't? Okay.
I don't think so.
All right. Second is, for the young child here at the school, some of our red hat.
That's right, you served for lunch.
Yeah.
And we're in our red hats, purple tops, beads, whatever. We look, we have a lot of fun. So we were here last year too.
Right.
great.
I
Thank you
forgot
for
that.
that. Thank you.
One more thing I think we forgot was to congratulate our own Katie Gerald.
Yes.
We've been as far as I know, she's the first athlete we've had to go professional. I don't know of anybody else anyway, but she happens to live right behind us too. And they had a very nice open house before she left for rookie training, and preseason game with Seattle Storm is on the same night as prom night.
Yeah.
So she'll be back May 5th. But I think we should congratulate her and let her know how proud we are of her and her entire family. So I know there were a lot of people that were at her little open house on a week ago Sunday. So again, congratulations, Katie and the Gerald's family.
And she was before the meeting, she was the talk of the sports TV in San Francisco.
Wow.
They wanted to know who this girl was from the state of Indiana that graduated from Purdue.
And where is Beech Grove?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, she's going to put us on the map, isn't
And that was
she?
San Francisco, so
Great.
they're looking forward to having her.
Well, congratulations,
She's made a
Katie.
good
We're
name
proud of
for
you.
herself.
Yes.
Yes, she did. She's a fine young lady.
She is. Yes.
I move we adjourn.
A second? We're adjourned. Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you very much.